What's going on YouTube? Chris here. I want to bring you all an update today of Bitcoin, Litecoin, Ethereum, Digibyte, and Omisego. Those are the five that we're going to be looking at today. And first of all, what I wanted to bring to you guys, as we've been stuck in this consolidation area for about a month, right up in here as we've been forming this ascending triangle, I wanted to read you something out of my Japanese candlestick charting book. And what this says is trend reversals usually occur slowly in stages as the underlying psychology shifts gears. A trend reversal simply implies that the prior trend is likely to change but not necessarily reverse. This is important to understand. Compare an uptrend to a car traveling forward at 30 miles per hour. The car's red brake lights go on and the car stops. The brake light was the reversal indicator showing that the prior trend, that is the car moving forward, was about to end. But now that the car is stationary, will the driver then decide to put the car in reverse? Will he remain stopped? Will he decide to go forward again? Without more clues, we do not know. And that's exactly where we're at right now, guys. The car's basically sitting in the road with its brake lights on, not doing a ton. We've just been moving sideways. And what we're trying to find out is if this is the consolidation after we've had this move to where we're going to make that next move up, because we moved up so fast and aggressively from about, guys, we were down around $3,800 all the way up to where we are now at about 9,354. So that's a big move. And what we're waiting to see is if we're going to consolidate sideways and then the bulls are going to step back in and try to get us over top of this $10,000, over top of that $10,500, which is going to be very important, or if this is the trend reversal. And for me, what I'm paying attention to is this ascending triangle. And if we start having candle closes down below the bottom of this trend line here, guys, I would look down for support at about 8,674. Then I'd be down around that 200 moving average, and that's going to put us down around 8,261. And that's where I'd be looking right now. You can see that I've moved up my alarm as well to about 9,037. I think that's important because I want to be alerted right on that trend line so I can react and see. And what we've also been doing with Bitcoin here, we're going to be looking at everything on the 1 day time frame. What you can see is that we have lost our 20 EMA. Now it's starting to act as overhead resistance, and the candles are extremely tight as we fight over top of this 50 moving average. Now what we have going for us on the bullish side here, obviously the volume is tailing off. When the volume tails off, we're going to be waiting for that next stick of volume, whether it be to the upside or the downside. Big move. But what you can see, we are getting into oversold territory down here on the stock RSI on the 1 day time frame. We're at 7 and 9.87 right now, and you can see we're trying to get a little cross right here. So we have cooled off in this area, and that's what we needed. We needed everything to cool down. You can even see we're at 48 on the RSI right now. So if we do make a strong move to the upside, we have room to continue to run. With our RSI, we can get up into the 80s, guys, on the 1 day time frame for Bitcoin. So we'd have plenty of room to run to the upside, but this is such a sticky spot. In consolidation, when you're whipping back and forth like this, you don't want to be in a position because you're going to get stopped out. I'm not in a position. I'm sure people who really look at this, for a living and trade the markets for a living as opposed to just part-time like I do, are looking at this and they're saying, I definitely wouldn't want to risk my money in this area right now and potentially get whipsawed out. You don't want to do that. So they're going to be waiting to see if we get over top of that 10,500 and turn that into support, and then we can potentially go up there and challenge that $12,000. But right now, this is such a risky situation as volume's going down. We've been moving sideways for over a month. You need to be extremely careful in this area right now, guys, because when Bitcoin moves, it's going to move so hard, fast, and aggressive. You could go take a shower, and we've been moving sideways for a month, and you come back and the price is going to change $1,000 in about a minute and a half. That's just how this game works. So be prepared. Have your upside plan, have your downside plan. So that's Bitcoin, guys. If you like that, like, subscribe, hit that notification bell. We're going to move into Ethereum next. Also share with your friends, guys. Really help this channel out if you get some from it. I'm always going to be as truthful as I can with you, just what I'm seeing in the market right now. And right now it's just that sideways motion. We're waiting to see which direction the market makers are going to push this market. Next, we have Ethereum. And if we take a look at Ethereum here, it is ahead of Bitcoin. So that's one good thing for Ethereum right now. And for the altcoins, we are up above this 50. So we're trading clearly up above that. But you can see we have lost this 20 EMA. Now that's starting to act as overhead resistance. Candles are getting tight. We wicked down to the 50 at one point, found support off that. So basically we're in between 5,000 or I'm sorry, we're in between $252 as overhead resistance, and then we are at about $220 as support. So that's gonna be the range that we're working in right now. As support, we don't want to lose the 50 moving average at 220, and we need to get up above that 252. This area that we have hit now 3 times is overhead resistance. If we could break up above that, turn that into support, then we could go up here and start challenging some of these higher levels around 286, maybe even up to that 324, but we need to get moving. But same with Bitcoin. What I like here is our stock is in that oversold territory right now. We're at 2 and 2. Our RSI is at 50, clearly neutral, trying to get a little hook here, trying to gain a little strength. But, you know, guys, it's important that our stock right now isn't up at 100 and 100 and we have this pattern taking place. So it is a good thing that a lot of our indicators have cooled down because we had this nice trend line break out of here. And what we want to do is find support here so we can go up and get over top of that $252. That's going to be very important. I'm going to keep an eye on the stock here. I'm going to keep an eye on the RSI and also this volume, which has been getting very low. We need a big swell of volume to get up over top of that. And you can see over here, guys, like when we broke out of our falling wedge that we had here, it came on above average volume, and that's kind of what kicked us off here. So do you see how we had a trend line break? We back tested, set a higher low, and then continued to move. We want this to be our higher low, and then we want to continue to move if we are to continue to move to the upside. So that's going to be Ethereum, guys. Same deal, just waiting, patiently waiting for a great opportunity right now. Next one's going to be Litecoin. Litecoin is a little behind here. We're at $43.21. And as we continue to take a look at Litecoin here, guys, just one moment. Okay, so for Litecoin now, what you can see is we have lost the 20 EMA, we have lost our 50, and we have lost our 200. Okay, so basically we're below all our moving averages that are significant. You can see the technical analysis over here. If I bring this up, we are having a 16 sell, 9 neutral, 3 buy. So this is a very difficult area. If you want to go long on Litecoin, guys, this is an area that I would be extremely careful of, because if we start breaking down through about 41.94, we could get all the way down to 39.08, and then it'd be looking down around that 37.08. It can just happen very fast. But same deal, we are in that oversold territory for our stock. We're at 15 and 13 right now, so we do have that going for us. Our RSI is at 44, so we have plenty of room to run to the upside. But, you know, guys, we got to get moving because you don't want these moving averages pressing down upon you. And you can see the trend line breaks. We broke out of this purple trend line right here. Guys, we were all the way up around that 46.82. We broke that, and then I had this green trend line I was paying attention to, and we actually broke down through that. So Litecoin's weak right now. I would wait to see if we can start getting up over top of some key areas, guys. That $45.31 up above that 50 moving average. Very difficult to take a long position in Litecoin right now. That's just my opinion. As you like me covering Litecoin, you want that in there. Let me know what you're here for. Litecoin, Ethereum, Digibyte, leave it down low for me. Do the best that I can to get back to you. And happy Father's Day to everybody who's a father out there. You know, this is my second Father's Day, and it's such a blessing. And we're going to be going out to my sister's house. She has a little pond and everything, so we're going to do a cookout and do some fishing and have some fun today. So looking forward to that. Guys, next one we're going to get into. Let's go to Digibyte next, and then we'll look at Omisego. I know a lot of people like Digibyte, so if you're here for Digibyte, leave it down low. And guys, what's also nice here, let me show you. So Digibyte, what it's trying to do right now, if it could close like we have, this would be a nice hammer candle here, really long wick. That potentially could be our bottom, so we can get back up over top of that 50 moving average. The 50 moving average is going to be at 0.019111. Okay, so that's important. Remember how we talked about this 50 moving average? We found support off it. I said, guys, we really don't want to start having that act as overhead resistance for us. So that's going to be a key. I like our indicators, though. We are in that oversold territory. We're at 6.22 and 5 for our stock RSI. Our normal RSI in the one-day time frame here is going to be at 46, but we would want more volume coming in along with this hammer. That's what you're always going to look for, is that volume with one of those hammers. But we're going to see if that can be our higher low, so we can go back up and try to get up over top. We have a lot to get up over top here, guys. That 0.01935, then be up here around that 0.0236. But this is an area you need to be careful for Digibyte. If we take a look here, we have 11 sell, 9 neutral, 8 buy. And what I would wait for is to see what type of candle we actually close for the day, because we have a lot of time left here, guys. We have 12 hours, but it would be nice to really see that the buyers stepped in and you had this longer wick. That's what you're looking for. Typically, when you get those hammer candles, that can be a bottom for you. But as you can see here, the 20 and the 50 now are going to start acting as overhead resistance. You see when they cross back here, the 20 over the 50 pushed us up really hard. Sometimes when you get that 20 crossing down through the 50, it can push us back down. And what, you know, guys, if we had to go back to that 200 moving average, that's a possibility as well. And that's going to be at that 0.00964 before we potentially could get a bounce. If Ethereum and Bitcoin start to roll over as well, then we could get into a little bit of trouble. So just really pay attention to this candle, pay attention to the volume. If you're getting that stock cross with it, just got a lot of overhead resistance here. And like I said, you can see the technical analysis there. Okay, so that's going to be Digibyte, guys. And the next one we're going to go into here is Omisego. This one I've been looking at myself. All right, so with Omisego, we're sitting here at $1.46. And with Omisego, we're still holding critical areas is what I like about it. So at $1.46 here, we are still holding that $1.37, and that was our previous resistance that we want to turn into support. You can see how the candles here, same deal like I read to you out of the Japanese candlestick charting book. The cars basically stopped right now. We're waiting for direction. Our RSI is at 47, our stocks at 0.72 and 0.99, so really low on the one-day time frame here. So we have cooled down. If we could get a bounce off this 50 that's correlating with this support here, Omisego may be the play. This could be a massive bull flag, but the problem is we have to correlate with Ethereum, because Omisego can be setting up a pattern like this, getting ready to go, but if Ethereum dumps, then we're going to be in trouble, and it doesn't matter about the pattern. So that's why you always have to pay attention. That's one of the things when I first got into crypto, I'd say, oh, this chart pattern looks good or this looks good, and I wasn't calculating in the fact of Ethereum. What's Ethereum doing? What's Bitcoin doing? That's what you want to know. But whenever these candles get really tight, the volume drops off, we can be expecting some type of break, whether it be to the upside or the downside. We need to pay attention. The trend has been up here, so we'll see if this consolidation is going to continue to move to the upside for us, which would be extremely important, because what we need to get, so support, we need to hold $1.37. Overhead resistance, we need to get up over top of $1.89 is going to be the key for us. But you can see how tight the candles are. The volume's really dropping off. We're just waiting for that decision. That's the main thing right now, is waiting for that decision. Because, guys, for Omisego here, we have had just a beautiful trend line break. It came on heavier volume. Let me show you this right here. So you can see lower highs consistently coming in. That was our first higher high, really came up, and now we're trying to find that support to see if we can make that next blast to the upside. So we really have cooled down here. We were making this strong move back in May, and now we've just really been consolidating almost all June, and that's why it's been tough to do videos, just because we've been in that consolidating range. So I'm really keeping an eye on Omisego. If we take a look at TradingView, we're at 12 sell, 8 neutral, 8 buy right now. Moving averages are dead neutral. You can see where we're losing here a little bit is the oscillators. We have a lot of neutral, some sell here. Momentum is a sell, MACD is a sell, and then our bull bear power is a buy. So that's what I wanted to bring to you guys today. Still be careful, just be patient, wait. God bless each and every one of you. Have a wonderful Father's Day. You get some from this, like and subscribe. Take care, my friends.